Oh, why is she awake when no one else is? I see. What? I was not expecting that. But it's like pretty obvious who she's gonna choose, right? Hello fellow anime geeks, welcome to another first impression video in this 2020 summer season where I try every series premiere that I can in order to give you guys a bit more information on the ongoing season. As usual, I'll be organizing my thoughts by answering these 4 questions, although today I'm going to mix up questions 2 and 3 a little bit in order to provide for better continuity. Today I tried Koito producer EVOLxLOVE, or Mr. Love, Queen's Choice, and the mouth tags are music, romance, shoujo, slice of life, and superpower, but my take on the genre is pretty simple. This is a reverse harem based on an otome game. If you are a fan of the original Chinese mobile game, sorry in advance, I have not played it and I'll be reviewing the anime as a standalone entity. I should also mention that I tend to have a negative bias whenever I'm reviewing a game adaptation, as I feel that those are really difficult to get just right. In my opinion, you often have to change quite a few things in order for it to make sense as a narrative. Pacing, exposition, purpose, plot, sometimes even the protagonist itself. The fact that EVOLxLOVE has very specific character motivations that tie her to the romantic prospects in this storyline is actually kind of unique for an otome game adaptation, I feel. In this respect, it kind of reminds me of A3 that was so goal-oriented, I bought in until the cheesy defense of our protagonist honor at the end of episode 1. Anywho, both are about saving dad's business and the entertainment industry. In A3, it's a theater company. In EVOLxLOVE, it's a production company that is in charge of a Wonders of the World type program. The evol in the title comes from evolution, because in this X-Men-esque world, there's evolved human beings that have special powers that can even stop time. Enter one of my problems with this show. Some of the elements are so unrealistic, it's like someone's behind the scenes actively trying to make things look not plausible. Because all neuroscientists go around explaining Minkowski space-time in a way that is, and I quote, easy to understand and not too rigid. How is what's written on his board easy to understand? The amount of math and classical mechanics you have to go through before you even get to quantum ENM and particle, before you even get to understand the physical review papers that he claims to have read, because even though it's not my area of expertise, let me do my best at explaining it to you. I'm sorry, but no. And she just runs into this famous pop idol at a convenience store. No one recognizes him, and he is so not self-aware that they low-key end up going on a date together, and he doesn't find it a huge imposition that this producer is trying to take advantage of the situation to recruit him for her show. Also, I feel like if I was a fan of the game, I would have appreciated a slower, more deliberate exposition. We don't have to introduce all 4 roots in the first episode of the show. Our protagonist gets into a bind at work, runs to meet a lead for another story, this professor who I think just becomes the resident expert for her show with one line. Someone attempts to murder her on the way there. She is saved by the guy that saved her once when they were children. She is later kidnapped by the attempted murderer, and then she runs to pronounce war on the company that pulls the funding from her show, whose CEO happens to be, you guessed it, the childhood memory. All in the first episode. What a day she's had. This improbable, haphazard plotline kind of reminds me of another otome game adaptation, Stand My Heroes, where for some reason the whole detective force in Japan consists of ridiculously good-looking men that are all, for some reason, interested in our protagonist, and all of the qualifications to become a female detective are apparently whether or not you're willing to take off your high-heel shoes in pursuit of a perp. I don't know, guys. Fans of the game, if you're even still here, did this do a good job of adapting the game? Because as a standalone narrative, I was not impressed. And now that I have probably angered that whole fandom, I'll catch you in the next video. Okay, so a different location. The time of each incident is varied. Can't see. Oh, consistency. Police have blocked all information. Some sort of gravity equation. And polar coordinates, of course, because I don't know why. But okay. Oh, okay, he's explaining an angle.